other ways we're going to be doing this. And this happened kind of by accident this past year. We were looking for a cover for our 2021 issue. And it was going to be just a plain blue cover until I reached out to one of the graduate students at Old Dominion University, who's been a wonderful sponsor of the journal for many years. The graduate student had been very deeply disturbed by the racial injustice that he was seeing in the country. And he offered to create a piece of artwork that would represent the need for racial reconciliation and transformation in countries across the world, as we've seen various types of protests and efforts to seek create systemic reform for racial justice. He wanted that to be front and center on the journal, and Chris and I agree that this is an important message. Art has a way of moving people, and it has a way of reaching people. So this year, we're actually doing a call for artwork. If you're interested, if you're an artist, if you're a multimedia designer, if you know anything about creating artwork, we would welcome your pieces. You can find our contact information on the Contact Us page at the top of the journal. But if you go to the next slide, you'll see that every single piece of art that is submitted will be included in what we're calling our virtual exhibition at the Global Conference. We're reimagining the Global Conference. We'll say a little bit more about that at the end of the meeting, because the Global Conference virtual exhibition is going to be focused primarily on the Sustainable Development Goals, and your artwork will be featured in that. But we'll select 4 pieces of artwork to be included on issues of the journal, and we'll let the artist speak to the themes. Art has a way of engaging people in conversation, creating conversation. So part of our Critical Conversation series is using artwork to stimulate conversations and letting the artist speak or find a way to express themselves that would facilitate conversation. We hope you'll be a part of that. We're also doing an initiative that Krishna can talk to you about called Lanterns Across the Sky, that includes essays that are published in many different languages. Krishna?
Thank you, Dr. Glass. The project was inspired by Ravi's book, and you can see on in my hand here. And if you are interested, we have some, complimentary hard copies that we are very happy to share with you, and the digital copies are available on the website. So we are very inspired to run global essay contest on the stories of the international students or scholars, as well as some domestic students who brings these powerful cross-cultural narratives. This year, we have opened the call for essays in 8 different languages. So as you see on the screen, you can turn in your stories in Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Hindi, Russian, German, and Spanish. We have a detailed guidelines on the website. You will be, receiving those in the chat room as well. There are 3 categories of the essays. The first category is the stories of the international students. Second category is study abroad. That could be domestic students or exchange students stories. And the final category is the stories of the professors and the staff, the faculty and staff stories. That could be the former international student or domestic, local scholars who have been the part of the Fulbright program or any other exchange program between 2 or 3 universities. We like to publish those selected best of the best essays by evaluated by the panel of the judges, and they will be announced during the International Education Week. I believe this is the 2nd week of November. And selected essays will be published either in our upcoming book series, or that could be in the Journal of International Student, or one of the journals that we have in Open Journals in Education Forum. With that, thanks, Dr. Glass. I take it over to you.
Yeah, and we wanted to highlight many different ways that you can be a part of our community. We're going to have our guest speakers join us any second, and we have a few things we want to share with you before we invite our guest